Oh, it's actually a good picture. Oh man. Probably ain't nobody up. Just wanna holler at y'all, man. I can't believe that. I dropped my trailer. I dropped my trailer in the road too. Right as I was leaving out the truck stop, pulling out the truck stop, trailer dropped right off. Boom! Dropped right there in the road. I'm like, oh man, I dropped my trailer. I dropped my trailer. Right in the middle of the road, pulling out the truck stop. Yep. 2 years and I dropped the trailer. I was sick. People had their phones out there taking pictures. They were taking pictures of it. Yeah, hey, I got another one on the way. Yeah, I dropped my trailer. I was able to get it up though. I was able to wind it up in high gear and get out of there. You know, they took a couple pictures. I don't know. Y'all might see it on Facebook somewhere or something. Yeah, I dropped that trailer. Hey, you know what's crazy? Check this out. I did a tug test like I always do. But I got one of them fifth wheels that, let's see if I can flip this. I don't like this right here. You have to unlock it and lock it from in here. You know what I mean? So I don't like that thing right there. And this right here played a trick on me. We're running this line down now. We're running this line down. Let's see if we working one here. Okay. Let's go ahead and check on over here. I told y'all, man, that's light work right there. That's light work. No, that's light work right there. Not even working hard. You see that? That's 8 hours, 47 minutes, 9:44. Oh, why that was 9:44, 9:04. It's light work. Anyway, bruh, I'm telling you, it dropped right out. Yo, Chuck Gill, I was in Kingman. Now we went in, I swapped trailers, and I tugged on that joint. And then went in, took a shower. I come back out, I pull out, I'm pulling off. Right there is when I'm pulling out, and the Flying J in Kingman, Arizona, trailer dropped right there. Pow! Dropped right in the road. I'm like, oh shit. Me and Kitty, we in here tripping. I called my boss. I'm like, man, what to do? I dropped the trailer in the middle of the road, man. I'm just, hey, no doubt, cuzzo. I'm like, damn, people looking at me like, that's the most thing. Everybody looking at you like, truck drivers laughing at me. I tugged on it. I don't know how the fuck that trailer come off there like that, man. I went to make that turn out of Kingman, Arizona, out that Flying J. That shit dropped straight on the ground. Boom! I'm like, first it was like lugging funny. I'm like, what the fuck going on? Then next thing I know, boom! See the whole trailer drop, but it didn't tear my pigtails or nothing. All my connections were straight, so all that was fine. So I was able to wind it up in high gear and drop my bags and get up under it and get it up out of there. Yeah, dropping that trailer ain't no joke. What I should have did, and I didn't do it, when I came out the truck stop, I should have still double checked and got back under there. I used to do it, but I slipped. I slipped right there, man. That's why you can't slip. I slipped and I didn't go back under there after I got out the shower. I should have just double checked that joint. I never dropped the trailer. 2 years. I called my boss. He was laughing at me. He was laughing at me. I didn't think it was funny. I had his trailer sitting in the road. I'm like, man, everybody looking, phones out. You know how that is. You see people drop their trailer, you like, man, I'm glad it ain't me. I'm just glad my legs ain't break, my landing gear ain't break, and my landing gear ain't break, and I was able to crank it up and get up out of there without calling for help. So I was able to fix the problem myself and get up out of there, and that's the most important thing. I didn't have to call nobody because that's on me, you know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then when we make mistakes like that, it does happen to the best of us, boy. You crazy as hell. That shit, I mean, stuff gonna happen out here. You driving, I mean, it ain't gonna happen whether it's faulty equipment or operator failure. stuff gonna happen out here. And I was gonna do a live feed, y'all, and talk to y'all about some of these miserable black truck drivers. Yeah, and I say miserable. I see a dude made a video trying to antagonize me. Says, say my name, I dare you. Bruh, please. I wish I would. And then he goes on to proceed to tell me, I shouldn't try to talk to people going in prison and stuff like that. It just proceeds into this whole tirade. But anyway, with that though, I'm not even gonna get on that too quick. But the thing that cracks me up is how you have these black truck drivers, they quick to blast another black truck driver, but they don't say nothing like Stevens in there. It just shows their level of education. It really just shows where they at in their growth and development as a man. You know what I mean? It just still shows that some people still, the oppressor got his foot on their neck. You know what I mean? You want to come attack another brother who ain't doing nothing to you. Just doing his thing. But that's where you want to go with your attacks at. Ike Stevens and them, you scared of them. Oh, good slave ass niggas, man. Oh, good slave ass cats, bro. Nah, get out of here. But then they see you, they be wanting to open the doors and shake your hand. That's what be cracking me up. They say, oh, what's up, man? Get out of here, pimp. Get on out of here, pimp. Get on out of here. Man, I was reading some crazy stuff tonight. I be reading all type of shit. It was talking about flat earth. I was looking at the people who talking about flat earth opposed to the people talking about the earth is round. And I'm going to tell y'all something. That you need to look at, because when I seen it, I was kind of shocked. You need to go back and look at some of that NASA stuff when they talking about they was on the moon and they was in Mars and all that. You need to go back and look at some of that stuff. I mean, a lot of that stuff happened when we were children. And you come to think about it, why is nobody going to the moon now? It's funny, right? Nobody's going to the moon now. It's like, you can go to the moon. It's supposed to be X amount of degrees hot or cold, but we can't go to certain parts of Antarctica because it's too cold for equipment to work. But the equipment work out of space? Oh, it makes no sense to me at all. Absolutely no sense. But hey, who am I? I'm just a truck driver. But I know if it makes no sense, it makes no sense. And none of that makes any sense to me at all. And when I seen the guy, what's that guy named? Neil Armstrong? Neil Armstrong, look this up yourself. Neil Armstrong, I think, was one of the first guys to walk on the moon, supposedly. Neil Armstrong gave a moon rock to Amsterdam. The moon rock was found out to be a piece of petrified wood, and it was out as a fake. You won't hear that in the news. Also, several of the astronauts, 6 out of 7 died in car crashes. Now, I mean, 6 out of 7 people that was in the same situation died in car crashes. I also find it kind of funny that, remember when we were children? I don't know, I'm 41. So if you're around my age, you remember when the earth is a sphere. I mean, I don't know. I'm looking at the flat earth thing and I'm looking at the sphere thing. Okay, here we go with the sphere people. I want to go with this too because I could never wrap my mind around the earth being a circle. I just could never. Never, even in school when they told me, me myself, I never wrapped my mind around it. Now I'm going to ask you a question. If the earth is a sphere, that means it should be a certain amount of curvature that we should be able to see, right? Especially when we drive in truck, when we driving out long distances over long terrain, we should be able to see the curvature, right? We should be able to see some type of curvature. Or if you go into an ocean, you should be able to see some type of curvature if we're on a sphere, right? Why is there none? I look out across this thing right now, those light poles are not dipping none. They are straight across, straight ahead. Not dipping, not folding. If you go stand on the Pacific coast of California, you look out and you're going to see water on a straight plane. 5,000 miles on the other side of Japan. You stand on that coast and you look out, you're going to see a straight plane. Where does it curve at? Where does it curve at? Somebody tell me, listen, get in my inbox, hit me up on IG, the spirit thing, talk to me about it, because I never could figure it out. The flat earth stuff, it makes sense to me. I mean, it's something to look into. But the stuff about the astronauts, I find that to be kind of crazy. Now, what I was telling you, the Spaceship Challenger, remember the one that blew up and had the school teacher in it? When we was kids and we seen it in school, like, oh, spaceship blew up. Well, 5 of the 6 of those people, I find it strange to believe that they have a brother or sister, it's a couple women, school teacher included, they have a sibling that's very close to their age and look almost identical to what they look now. I find that strange. That is strange. Exactly. If you're in an airplane, I've been in airplanes. You can see it when you look at the rainbow. You can see it when you look at the rainbow. Why? Because the rainbow is curved? That don't mean the rainbow is curved. All right, listen. Check this out. Let me go deep with you for a minute. You know how everybody always talk about that all-seeing eye? They always try to say that all-seeing eye, this and that. Well, I was looking at something else. The all-seeing eye is not even. It's really a throw-off. You know, like Baphomet, you say as above, so below. All that stuff is tied in. Like, if you see the Masonic, I was looking at these Mason symbols, and one thing, not so much the all-seeing eye, it's the flat plane with the arch. The flat plane represents the flat earth. Hey, listen, what I've been looking at, what I've been reading, that's how I feel. You can't tell me it changed my opinion. That's how I feel. And that people know it's flat. They just certain things, it's so many lies when you get to looking and picking through stuff. Why are we fed so many lies? Why are we fed so many lies? Not to say the earth is flat or round, I'm not sure. But a lot of other things I was looking at, and see, we just have been taught indoctrinate lies. Stuff that's just so not true. So not true. We've been told words that their interpretation into the English language means this, and the interpretation, there is no, you see no curvature, man. It's of the flat earth map. Yes, listen. Start looking at them symbols, man. I was starting looking at them symbols. The symbols is flat with the arch. All that stuff is symbolic. But if you don't know the signs, it don't mean nothing to you. But boy, I've been doing a lot of research and a lot of reading, and it's a lot more books to read, and it's a lot more stuff to look up. What time is it? I gotta get shaking here. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. While y'all hugging that bed, we hugging this highway. But that was crazy, man. I dropped my trailer on the highway, and I'm doing what we always do. You know what we do late night. Late night, we can sit in the fuel island and take a 30. I've been here for about 47 minutes. We're ahead of the game. We're going to shake it on down. I got a couple different things I'm trying to do. I think we're going to do some videos. The rainbow is a reminder that God would never flood the earth again like he did Noah. There you go. DJ FK. This is what I want to talk about here, too. Let's pay attention to what's going on, right? When I came home from the joint, the thing that bugged me out is nobody was talking anymore. Everybody was so caught up with paying attention to their hand. And if you look at stuff that's going on and you see a lot of subliminal things that are being done in these signs, it's all programming. And what I'm looking at more and more, just like the Big Bang Theory, the theory about we evolved from apes, more and more things are trying to erase God out of it. Let me explain something to you. Our ecosystem, it's certain things that we will never be able to explain. Why? Because it's immaculate creation. It's greater than our understanding. I don't understand why man won't accept that. It's just certain things it's just greater than our understanding. We're just not going to be able to get. You could take the bumblebees out of our ecosystem and we would die. Everything is here has a strategic place, a set purpose. That couldn't have happened over an explosion, and it all just set up. If you look at any star trails, the northern stars, they go around the world, the world in counterclockwise. And if you look at the southern trails, from the South Pole, they go clockwise. Everything revolves around the earth. everything. There's no aliens. We are set here by something greater than us. And for us to try and figure that out is, one, disrespectful. For us to try and figure out how we got here and all that, it's disrespectful. What we need to do is embrace this blessing of this air we're allowed to breathe, and these years that we are here, this blessing that's been given to each and every one of us, which we should just wake up every day thankful. That you can see, you walk, you can hear, communicate with your children, you have children. You've been given a tremendous gift, and yet everybody cries and complains and is butthurt and whining about complaining, I don't have this, I don't have that. You got breath in your body, which is amazing. Which is it's a beautiful thing. You can't even figure out how you breathe. You can't tell me how you breathe right now. You just can't figure it out. You just can't tell me how it's going on. But it's happening. It's happening. Whether you do it or not, breathing is going on. You are breathing. You believe the rainbow is that? Wow, the rainbow is the sun shining through the water drops, less the color and the spectrum of light. Hey, bro, listen, let people believe what they want. Some people believe in God, some don't. To each his own. To each his own. I don't knock nobody for what they believe in. I don't want to knock nobody for what they believe in. I believe in God, and I just believe that there's some things that are just greater than our understanding. Can anybody tell me how the pyramids were made? Can anybody tell me how they breathe? Can anybody close their eyes and go to sleep right now? This sense, just close your eyes and you sleep. No, you can't just go to sleep. Sleep happens. You don't go to sleep. You can't just breathe. Breathing happens. It just happens. We all have our own belief system. I believe that, some person, we all have a moral compass. We all know right from wrong. We all know how to be a righteous man. We all know how to be a righteous man and righteous woman. We all know what's right or wrong. You don't need nothing else to tell you that. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. I mean, from a child, when you do something wrong, you be looking at your parent. You know you ain't supposed to do that, but you do it anyway without anybody telling you. We all know right from wrong. What Trucker Gill said, where he at? You don't die, this world will come to the end. North Star Polaris never moves. It stays fixed. Yeah, the North Star, it never moves. It stays fixed. But I'm talking about the star trails that rotate around. I was looking at some star trails, and it was showing time-lapse video of the stars moving. One of them's moving. Either the stars moving or we moving. I'm just not ready to grab a hold of that. We're moving shit, man. Like, I'm not ready for the spirit. And listen, I'm open to the spirit thing. If you want to break it down or to do a video and tell me about we riding in the spirit, I'm open to listen to it. I'm definitely open to listen to it. I'm not even being funny. I'm being serious. But I've never been able to wrap my head around it. And I just was looking at the flat earth stuff, just like I was looking at a bunch of other stuff. And I'm going to tell you something else I was just looking at tonight. It was scary. They were saying in Russia has an AI. Like, it's a chick and she wants to have a family. Artificial intelligence. That's what's going to take us out. You did a flat earth video, PH? Oh, yeah, let me check that around. And you're right, King Will. We don't know if it's man or woman. We don't know man or woman. But the thing is that this that kind of throws me now is the artificial intelligence thing. It says in the Bible, though, listen, first of all, one thing certain, two things for sure. What's irrefutable evidence is irrefutable evidence. The Bible talks about stuff that is happening right out today, so we can't none dispute what is right in front of your face, right? But we also can say what's happening, it could have been happening then too, right? We also say that. It's a bunch of different things in the Bible that are interesting. And a lot of stuff I was looking at last night makes you want to dive into it and read more, just for a greater understanding. And I think until the day you leave here, you're going to be, I mean, all right, first of all, let me give you an example. Black Americans. If you from Puerto Rico, you can go back to Puerto Rico. You from Africa, you can go back to Africa. I mean, everybody can go back somewhere, but we can't. So, for me, it's a searching to find my true religion, my true nationality, who I am. It's a search. It's a journey. I think we all go on that journey. We should. You know what I'm saying? Like, told me, history always repeats itself. True. And I believe that, fam. Like, the same thing was going on then, going on now. Just like your kids, right? They'll be doing some shit. Like, come on, man, I did that when I was a kid. And our parents told us that. You know what I mean? But my thing is this, you know, me, myself, personally, I can't speak for nobody else. But when I came home from prison, when I started doing YouTube, just for instance, I do YouTube, I would attack, and I would mash out and try to crush anything I thought was stupidity. But at some point, I realized in my growth as a man that I was only feeding bullshit. See what I'm saying? All right, I'm tearing down somebody who looked just like me. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of what that man doing, who gives me the right to tear down that man and destroy that man? And I'm sort of build up. Somebody broke something down to me the other day. I don't know, I'm not a Crip, but they said Crip meant community resistance in progress. And I know blood means brotherly love overriding oppression and destruction. But when we think of these two things, man, these two organizations that are painted to be monsters, look at what they stood for. I don't understand. I don't know. I'm not a Crip. I want to ask a Crip that. I want to know that if that's what, and that's something you can't ask a young Crip. You got to ask an older Crip, because the youngsters don't even, you ask some of these young bloods what does blood mean, they'll look at you like you done lost your damn mind. It means Lil Wayne and shoot a pistol, which is, once again, some more foolishness. Just like most people will tell you, like foreigners, they get a misconception of us, because people will tell you that, you know, statistics per se you won't see. It's more black people in college than it is in prison in the United States. But that's not a statistic that'll be talked about. That's why I showed y'all when the guy came on my page and said what he said about blacks, and the blacks in Africa was different from us and this and that. And I told him, I said, perception is everything. If I control what you see, I basically can control what you think. And I know it may sound crazy, but regardless of what we looked at from a child, we were told that the world is a sphere. So really, to tell you, we can't see nothing but a sphere. You see it on TV, it's constantly showed everywhere you go. It's programmed into your head that it's a sphere, just like a whole bunch of other stuff is programmed into your head. Caesar Borgia, he's programmed into your head to be the picture of Jesus. You see it over and over and over. That is not Jesus. That is not Jesus, looks nothing like it. But that's what the picture you're shown over and over and over. Why are you showing these things over and over and over? What's the purpose? What's the point? Psychological brainwashing, that's what it is. And it is very powerful. If you know anything about Hitler, look Hitler up. They learned a lot from Hitler. They learned a lot from Hitler. And they agree with a lot of shit Hitler did. You got to look that up. I mean, you got to read, man. Like Eddie Griffin said, reading is fun to mental. And it really is. The more you read, the more you get informed, and the more you see what's going on, it just makes you hungry to dig deeper, to find out more. Some people may be like, what's the point of knowing this and that? So you know yourself. You know who you are. Exactly. Another day, another dollar. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all, if you come on here, you're looking for the trucking videos, I'm like really burnt with it. You got the crab-hating truck drivers, and somebody always got some negative vibes. Trucking videos have more crabs than anything else. So really, our joint is a vlog, and we're going to do whatever we're doing. It's not specifically going to be geared to this truck, because that is such a negative pull down. It's a headache. The trolls, and had the nappy head dude last night making this video wanting conversation, and it's just like a thumbs down. I'm getting into these drones now, and some of y'all may have drones. We can converse about that, other stuff. We can talk about some trucking stuff if y'all interested. But I'm not really into that. I'm really into finding out what's going on and stuff like this. I like to talk about stuff like this. You know what I mean? Because I do a lot of reading. Shooter Brown, that dude is the funniest YouTube trucker in the world. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 say, in the beginning God created the heaven and earth. Who was there with this God to even document that verse? I'll wait. Yeah, yeah, but King Will, you know, but it's the Bible has got some good stuff in it. But once again, I gotta agree with you there, because like, all right, it'll tell you Adam and Eve, right? Adam and Eve had 2 sons, and these 2 sons went and got married. Where did these women come from if it was only Adam and Eve? It's a lot of shit that does not make sense. Just like anything else. It's just a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. But once again, that's why we have to ask ourselves these questions. Hold up for a minute, y'all. We got to ask ourselves these questions. If we don't question nothing, then we go accept the status quo or accept the stories that we've been told. That's why we have to question everything. I'm not saying that the earth is flat or saying that the earth is not a sphere. I'm just saying question it. Question it. Find out for yourself. Let's not just go with what people telling us is right. Just because they say it's right, that don't mean it's right. Right? Hold on a minute, y'all. I'm switching some shit out. That's all I'm saying. Just ask yourself critical thinking. Because nobody is doing critical thinking anymore. Looking at the cell phone, who like this, fake ass firmacrest. Nobody's doing no critical thinking no more. What'd you say, Pep? And I claim to be a YouTube trucker. Use it to be my benefit, like now. Trying to find a driver for my truck and my company. It's this T. Other than that, not my style. Yeah, I mean, I'm just I'm just a street cat who just don't want to go to prison no more, and grew up wanting to drive trucks and decided to get out and not talk about it no more and just finally make it happen. That's it. And you know, with the YouTube, I try to the day I stopped doing it. Today you see me, I try to promote unity, because I think unity, people is more powerful than money. I truly believe that, and nothing's gonna make me change that. The Federal Reserve don't even have no gold. They ain't had no gold since 1935. See what I'm saying? So that shit is just glorified green paper. I don't even know, fam. I don't even know how I dropped this trailer, man. It's got that button on the inside to release the 5th wheel, and I'm not a fan of that. I've never been a fan of that. And I just don't know that bitch dropped off, man. When I came out the shower, I should have checked my 5th wheel again. So I gotta just, at the end of the day, I gotta put it on myself, so I should have checked my 5th wheel again. Yeah, but I was able to get it up. Nothing was damaged. Everything's all right. So we good, and we ahead of the game. Me and the wife who was out there. There's one thing about the wife. She got right out there. I was like, hold on, babe, just sit over here. Nah, we ain't no... I'm not even gonna answer that question, Pimp. You just started watching this channel? What's up, dog? You know, one thing out west, we go out to break out west at the truck stops, the homeless people, man. I mean, it's getting so heavy. It's heavy out here with the homeless people, man. Trucker Gill, where you at? I'm in Albuquerque. I'm about to shake it on up the street, though. Did you forget they didn't want us to read back then while we was picking cotton and shoe shining? That Bible was being created as a control mechanism to keep us asleep. Yeah, but I was reading something that was saying when they taught us to read, they read the Bible and they interpreted it their way, and so we just stuck with those wrong interpreters. Because I was looking at something last night, and it was reading stuff in the Bible I've never seen before. You know what I'm saying? I were already connected from birth. Texas on my way to Houston. Damn, you in Texas already? Well, I'm not too far behind you. I'm in. Oh, yeah, Cali. Cali's the land, baby. I can't wait to get back out there. I love California. I'm about to, this new drone, I got a new drone at the house. Now, let me tell you the mistake I made with the first drone I got. Exactly. The first drone I well, not the first one, because this is mine. One of the house would be on fourth one, but this one right here, what is this? The Blue Heron. Like I said, the wind take it, but it doesn't have the GPS in it. You know, with the GPS locks or to stay stable, it don't have that. It's got where I can look at the picture, I can see it, what it's doing, but it's got 720 megapixel camera, and I really wanted a 1080. Exactly, people misunderstood the Bible. Exactly, that's what it is. Because when it's taught to read, it was interpreted to you from somebody who was trying to deceive you. So that's why, oh, well, this means this, and you're not really looking at it because they showing it to you. So you think, oh, yeah, that does mean that. Exactly. But the one I got at the house now, it's got GPS in it, but it doesn't have, I can't like look at it while it's up in the air. I was kind of bummed about that. I'm like, man, I keep making mistakes on the drones. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and spend $1,000 and get the Mavic Pro next time. But I'm going to give it a few months with this one I got, because the one I got is supposed to be able to go a half mile in the air. So I'm going to try to get some good footage, try to let y'all see that. It's supposed to be able to go far. I'm going to put it up. Bible have 5% truth and 95% is story time, like Harry Potter book. Yes, I do truly believe there are some books in there that are good, but it's just so much garbage mixed in through politics and kings and shit like that you have to like decipher. That's why I just believe that if you just try to live righteous as a righteous man and do the right thing, then all that's the best you could do. In my book, like, because I'm not going to go in nobody's church. I mean, you got the Catholic churches hitting the little boys, and then you got the black churches, they doing their thing too. I just don't have time for the church thing. I never fed into it. I had a cousin that was a preacher, and it's like a big hustle. It's just a way to get money. Really, I mean, the preacher thing is a scam. Yeah, and that's where it's losing everybody, interpretation. But here's the thing, though. A guy said, what I was looking at last night, he said if it was wrote where everybody could understand it, it would have been burned a long time ago. That makes sense, too. But let's get back to the deception. Listen, check this out. Before I go, one more thing. I was looking at this guy, he was a Facebook executive, one of the co-founders of Facebook, and he was like, Facebook is ruining our society. He was like, he won't even let his kids go on Facebook, social media, none of them shits. He said he admit now, not at first, but that they are killing society with that. And like I said, when I came home, nobody was talking no more. Like, everybody looking down in their phones. Nobody's interacting no more. And then I seen the thing about Russia has that artificial intelligence person that's walking around and moving. I'm telling you, man, that AI. And then he was saying, the guy who was he's the co-founder of Facebook, he said he don't even let his kids get on that. He said he's so isolated now. He said it's disgusting, and he said, I'm just quoting his words. He said it's hard not to get corrupted by power, but he said it's like 150 men who rule the world. They control all the money, all everything. It's like 150 men. He said they're all men, and he said they sick. I don't know how true it is. I mean, I hear so much shit and read so much shit. Look at Jim Carrey, how he spaced out. Listen to some, you gotta pick out some of the stuff Jim Carrey was saying. Just like when Kanye West freaked out, some of the stuff he was saying. All this stuff is tied in together. It's tied in together. It's interesting to me more than any of this other garbage, so I keep looking and digging. That's like my boy told me, he was like, listen, man, That stuff you be talking about, he said, I'm gonna need you to take it down a notch and do not post none of that on Facebook, bro. They gonna come at you. I'm like, what? He's like, don't post it. So, like I talked to y'all about some stuff, but some stuff I just don't post. I just keep to myself, man. It's just so crazy. Like, wow, man. Are we living in the Matrix already? Is our reality a created reality? Really, it's something to think about. Well, anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get on down this highway, man. Get to this money. Y'all know how it is. Y'all be safe. Stay sucker free. I studied Christianity from birth, Muslim. I studied with the Hebrew Israelites as well. I even was a Mason for 3 years. Oh, man. I never felt in control of my life till I dropped everything. Wow. Wow. King, we say I never felt in control of my life till I dropped everything. And, bro, I'm going to tell you, like, I'm under no religion, no nothing. I just try to live righteous. I just try to be a good man. I try to be a good father to my daughter, well, I say my daughter, but I got 2 daughters. To my daughter, the one who speaks to me. You know, I try to be a good father to her. I try to be good to my old lady. I fuck up sometimes, you know, we all do. But I try my best to just be a good man. You know what I mean? And I try to be the person that I'm here when I talk to y'all. I try to be that same person every day. It's just me. Just try to be righteous. Just try to be better today than I was yesterday. And I think that's about all any of us can do. Try to be better today than we was yesterday. We all know right from wrong. We all know what we should do and shouldn't do. But anyway, that's it. I'm about to shake it on down. I'm in Albuquerque. I got to get on down. Eastbound and down, 40 Rock. Y'all here catch me. Get at me on the CB. Ask Trucker Gil. My CB get out there. Ask him. You know that thing jump out there. That boy hating on my Ranger. Trucker Gil, stop hating on my Ranger, pimp. It's the mic of the year. Anyway, it's your boy Party Hard. Y'all stay safe. Stay sucker free.